Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome to a world download and world tour episode of the 1.20 long play series. We've gone through 11 episodes in this world so far, and that means there's actually 11 builds here to show you guys. The world download is going to be available for everyone that's a Patreon supporter, a YouTube member, and a Twitch subscriber. And I'll be putting the community Discord link down below in the description where you'll be able to find more information. Let's go ahead and hop right into that world tour so we can get you guys going. Back in episode 1, we started with our cherry wood and oak wood starter house. We could only really use the items that we had found in the first episode, and with that limited list of items that we did have, it actually turned out pretty good, I think. Spent a lot of time making the exterior look as cozy as possible as well with the minimal amount of materials that we had. I'm just actually pretty proud of this one. Ended up leading into other builds too with a staircase that could possibly lead to new adventures all the way out here, but you know what? We never even made it out to that jungle biome anyways. Episode 2, we made a home for the animals. I actually never made a pig pen in this world, but we did make a home over here for the sheep and the cows. Made a cherry wood and oak wood barn over here, and I thought this turned out pretty good as well. Still got a couple of cows in here, also a couple of sheep, and I guess one pig. I'm not sure what you're doing in here, pig, but you can stay in here. But we got a couple left over from a little bit of, cow massacre going because we needed some leather. We also needed a lot of white wool for the windmill out there, and so for that reason, there's actually a lot less white sheep than there used to be. A couple of them are still roaming around outside, but for the most part, it's just this guy left. Also, because on the mountains up here, there's a couple of wolves, and if you have any sheep roaming around, the wolves will definitely take care of them. The third episode was one of my favorites. It was actually this giant wheat field that we had made going all the way downhill. I remember putting this waterfall right through the middle, allowing for a lot of the wheat to grow up in the middle too. Since a lot of these buildings are on different levels, I thought this wheat field in the middle filled up the space just right. Jack-lanterns everywhere in the middle too to keep it lit up. Also, throughout the episodes, we had been slowly building up a path that would be going throughout all the buildings. In the fourth long play that we had recorded, we actually built a giant mineshaft entrance that leads all the way to a giant cave with a lot of dripstone. This was one of my favorite interiors from this world, and it actually goes all the way down here. About in the giant cave down here, to the left we have the Mountain Valley house, and we can go down here to where we had also been searching for diamonds. This cave is absolutely massive, and we did get most of the diamonds in the vicinity that are exposed, but for the most part, you're going to be able to dig around and grab a lot. I'll actually run back up here to show you guys the next episode. All the way at the tippy top of this world, we had built a giant windmill in the distance. You guys can see it. I love making windmills. I don't put them often in worlds, but when I do, it's usually just one design that looks a little bit like this. I love any chance I'm able to use composters as walls, and it was awesome to be able to put it in the windmill. Remember, off to the side over here, I had put a cliff with some fences. Perfect. And I remember after this build thinking, I love how tall this is. We should do more tall buildings. So I had actually built this giant cherry wood watchtower over here. I have a couple of designs just like this in the hardcore world, but I hadn't really done it with the cherry wood yet. So let's actually walk all the way up the stairs here. This thing took a while to decorate. It's pretty easy to get like the basic functional structure up, but to decorate all this, it really does take a while. I love having this up here in the world because it just gives you a great view of everything that we've built so far. And I feel like every world that you have, it needs to have a watchtower, Heading back down the stairs to what we had actually built in the following episode. We run down the stairs again to the giant cave, take a left instead of a right, you'll actually go to the mountain house. I love the idea of one of these houses just sticking outside the side of the mountain with the glass windows. We have a porch out here on the bottom level and the top level. Downstairs we have a library, and then upstairs we have a kitchen-looking area with a bedroom all the way at the tippy top. This one might have been my favorite build on this world just because I just love anything that'll stick out the side of a mountain. And we'll use free cam here to show you. This took a while to excavate. If you can find a flatter mountain than this, then you are in luck, but I just really wanted to get this thing here. So what we had to do was take a lot of time to get the stone out. Next, we'll leave the mineshaft entrance and we'll take a right. This was actually the only reason we had built this path and this retaining wall. Actual storage house. And again, it was an excuse to get some composters built up on the second floor. We finally had chests to put all of our materials in. And now it's not an auto storage, but it is enough room for everything that we have right now. We have all of our ores, all of our materials on this side for building. It all seems to work out just fine. And then out the back side of this, there's actually just the cliff all the way down there with the house. Next, over here, the mini tower that leads up to the nether portal house. This one stuck right below the watchtower over here. It pretty much just kind of put... Ow, the bushes! It pretty much just kind of put the enclosure around this big wheat field and kind of made it the center point of the town. Which I feel like makes sense. I feel like the food source, you know, if it was in the center of the town, that would just be the most reasonable. But this was just kind of a different build, more like a villager home that also serves its purpose as enclosing the nether portal. Now we have a little bit of a tower in here, and we have a way to get all the way over into the nether. Now we can leave the little tower and go down the hill just a little bit to one of the most fun episodes that I had recording for this series, and that is this little pond. I ended up stocking it with just a little bit of salmon here, and actually, I don't know where everything else is. What happened? All the salmon is gone. There's just one salmon left. Oh, actually, okay. I think I know where all the salmon went. Let's just do this and do that, and okay. So, alright, that one lone salmon is going to be left up in here. But yeah, I loved building this just on the cliffside, an alpine lake, or an alpine pond, rather. We have a well over here and a water filter system going into the pond, and I don't know, this just brought the world a lot more together for me. Next, we can actually go right up the staircase, almost to the watchtower, but we'll take a right, and this will lead us to the Cozy Mountain Staircase, which was episode 11, I believe, and this brings us all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. I really just wanted something that would transport me down kind of in style. We have chests, barrels, composters, lanterns, there's fires, everything, anything you can think of. I just wanted to put it on the way down the mountain. Here we'll continue going. I ended up planting some cherry trees down here, so it looks like a continuation of our town, and we can actually start to build our starter houses down here again. Can still see the watchtower from here, but it sure is a long way. It takes a good 45 seconds to climb all the way up and down. Now in this tour, I did notice one thing. We had a hanging beehive that I'm not sure how it got here, but yeah, I did leave it here somehow. We need to make sure it's connected to the ground. Slap that guy right there, and voila, we finally have... This is kind of looking weird, but it is what it is. And we went and put some salmon in some buckets so that we can run down here and give this one lone salmon a couple of friends. You get in there, and you know what, buddy? You get in there too. I don't believe any of these guys should have any places to escape. Thank you guys for watching the World Tour and World Download for the 1.20 Long Play series. What I actually would like to do is focus more on my hardcore series, so I'm going to actually put a lot more time into that and actually release this World Download. And remember to join the Discord for more information on that. The link is actually going to be in our Discord. I'm putting the link in the description down below, and again, just thank you guys for supporting. I really do appreciate y'all. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters out there, all of the YouTube members and Twitch subscribers that have access to this World Download. It really does mean a lot. Thank you guys so much. It really means the world. Again, guys, just take care of yourselves out there and do something nice for somebody. I'll see you next time on the Hardcore series. Bye.